Now, other political news, you have the United States set to deliver Abrams tanks to the Ukraine. Now, it looks like they're on track to actually send them over in September this year. And this is for quote unquote counteroffensive operations, unquote, which all the marketing material I got shoved down my throat was that Ukraine was under attack and they were on the defensive. There's a big difference between not just the weaponry, but also the philosophy and the rhetoric by going on the offensive and going into Russian territory. It'll be interesting to see, does this sway public support? Will people still support them regardless? I notice there's a lot of flags on, a lot of Americans have Ukraine flags on their lawns. Ironically, the same people who I can't help but notice they sometimes don't have the American flag. But it'll be interesting to see, does this sway public opinion? Now, in regard to the specific technical of what kind of tanks, it looks like there is a plan to send a handful of Abrams tanks to Germany in August, where they'll be undergoing their final refurbishments. Once the process is complete, the first batch of Abrams will be shipped to the Ukraine the following month. Now, the U.S. is actually sending the older M1A1 Abrams tank instead of the modern A2 version, which that would have taken, it looks like, over a year to get to Ukraine, which I think is a prudent business decision and political decision as well, in terms of every time you're sending, well, is also historically speaking the most corrupt countries in the world. If you read any, even on CNN and New York Times, they were talking about this before the controversy with Russia. But every time you're sending gear into enemy lines, there is a big chance that gear will be caught by the opponent or the enemy, and they can reverse engineer that. That's the whole industry actually in China. Look at any technology. Reverse engineering is a huge part of the industry over there. The same with weapons. If another country were to get their hands on the latest military technology, that'd be detrimental to our national security. That's one of the few things the United States is still exceptional at. We have the best engineers and defense contractors, bar none. You look at the stuff that they create, it's basically stuff out of Tony Stark's dreams. You look at Wraith, the largest defense contractors on the planet. Lockheed Martin, they are number one, headquartered in the United States, I believe Bethesda, Maryland. You got Raytheon, they famously made the Patriot missile. You have General Dynamics. You look at all the top defense contractors, the only one that isn't in the United States is BAE Systems, which is in the UK. They're mainly known for munitions as well as advanced tank armor and camouflage technologies, among other robotics. So the U.S. has a pretty good position in that for that tech to get leaked or in the wrong hands, that'd be detrimental. So politically speaking, I think it is prudent to send the old version. You're still doing something which I guess some Americans are going to support, so they might get some more votes for them. I always debate how this is going to play out politically, because it looks like most of the Republicans and most of the Democrats are still 110% behind these initiatives. It'll be interesting to see if it becomes a political thing where you have more. I think one or two Republicans actually said something, which is a rare thing in and of itself. They questioned, how does this help out mom and pop in middle America to send $100 billion in cash as well as military gear to Ukraine? I think it was one or two who actually had the temerity to ask a question. And I believe one of them actually asked for basic accountability, where they asked, hey, can we actually audit their books or see where the cash is going? So I think Rand Paul or Ron Paul, the Pauls were the only one really asking questions, which I appreciate. He's more libertarian. So time shall tell us where that goes. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of August, so I'd really appreciate you taking time to click that subscribe button. Also, taking the time to comment and like the video really helps it out. It gets shared more and more. The more engagement we'll have, the more we'll be able to invest in the channel, get better production. I appreciate the feedback especially. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.